Hi, I'm Kalyan Karmakar and welcome to Foodocracy Kitchens, where I speak to you about the food cooked by communities across India. And I live in Mumbai, and today I'm going to speak to you about Parsi food, and it's a Sunday. So anyone who knows anything about the Parsis would know that Sunday means Dhansag Day. Now, what is Dhansag? Let me tell you a bit about that. But let me right in the beginning give a disclosure that I'm Bengali. I'm married to a Parsi, but my wife Kainaz, while she loves her dhansags and her kebabs, has put her hands up and says that I don't know anything about the etymology of dhansag. So I'm going to sort of speak a bit about whatever I've learned from my friends over the last 20 years of living in Mumbai, and I have many Parsi friends. So dhansag, what is dhansag? So what I understand is it's two words, dhan and shak. So dhan means rice and shak is a vegetable or a dal or a curry. So that's what dhansag really is. So there's a dal in which meats are cooked. So without the meats is called the masala ni dal. And then there's a caramelized rice. And the food which you see in front of me has come from Maruk Mogrelia, who runs Maruk Kitchen. It's a home chef enterprise. She's originally from Navsari, near Surat in Gujarat. And though she's been in Mumbai for many years after her marriage, but her food has a lot of memories of Navsari, and she keeps going there. And that being a slightly rural area, so there's more of a lot of touch of seasonality and local produce. And a lot of her masalas are actually ground in Navsari, and she sources them from there. So let me tell you a bit about dhansag and maybe a few other dishes as well. So first of all, the most famous part of dhansag is the dal, but it's not that the dal alone is the dhansag. Now today Maruk had chicken dhansag, and any red-blooded Parsi would tell you, hey, chicken dhansag is not original dhansag. Dhansag mane mutton. But the fact is, it's 2021, and it's not that we have that active lifestyles. And most of my Parsi friends, many of them who are in our age group, the mid 40s and so on, have moved towards chicken. They don't have that much of red meat. So this is what it is. And in the case of Maruk, she always puts a lot of importance on sourcing. So you know that the chicken is tender, it's slow cooked. She is very clear about whom she buys the chicken from. And the dal is slow cooked. It's a mix of 3 or 4 dals. So there could be things like tur, there could be masoor, moong, chana dal, and so on. It depends from family to family. Even the spices differ from family to family. Like I said, she sources hers from Navsari. And then it's slow cooked together with the meat. Without the meat, it's called masala nidar. And like our parent auntie says, a relative and friend of ours, that the older the dhansak is, the better it is. So which means that if you make a dhansak, the next day it tastes even better. It tastes even better the day after, and so on. I'm talking of the dal. Now this is actually the shark part of it in a way, the dal. And this is the dhan, which is the rice. It's caramelized rice. Maruk's also put some birista on it, fried onion. And she's also put mint leaves because she said that since it's winter, I'm trying to put greens wherever possible. Well, we are actually getting into the end of February and March, so it's no longer winter, but greens always light up a dish. What is paramount with dhansag is the kachumbar. In fact, Kainaz is okay without kachumbar, but me, Bengali, I cannot have a dhansag without kachumbar. So it's a mix of onion, tomato, cucumber sometimes, lime juice, and so on. And a perfect combination with dhansag is the kebab. And so these are mutton kebabs from Maruk's kitchen. And there are different ways of doing kebabs. Sometimes they could be smaller, bigger. Some people put potatoes. But Maruk normally puts in just minced meat and from the leg and no potatoes. So what you get is only meat and very, very little, no coating in fact. So the way like Kainaz and most of the members in our family like their kebabs, which is just about the meat. So, and this is the way the Parsis do their kebabs. So it's fried. It's not like a tandoor or a Sikh kebab. So we've got all of this. Now, if it's a happy occasion like a birthday and you're invited to a Parsi home or a Navjot, which is in a way a sort of coming of age, rites of passage ceremony, or to a wedding, and you'll say, oh, let's have some dhansag, you won't get it. Because apart from dhansag being a Sunday dish, because it's so comforting, ideally had with some beer, and you put it all together and it cooks and so on. So it's maybe not that much effort that you have to keep looking at it while cooking. But it also is a part of the funeral rituals. So after someone's passed away in the family, like after on the 4th day they have dhansak, and then they have a bit of mutton, either the kebab or the dal. So because of the association with that, you will never get it in a navjot or a wedding or a birthday. What you'll get then is the palau dal. So in which case, this rice would have meat in it, and the dal would not have meat in it. And of course, there will be some differences, but that's how it is. And so that's the story of dhansak. It's a Sunday dish. You will not have it on happy occasions. In fact, it was my birthday earlier in the month, and that weekend Maruk had dhansak, and she said, I would have loved to send you some food, but it's your birthday, I can't send you dhansak on that day. And well, that's all about dhansak, but there's some more food with it, so I must tell you about that. So these are more kebabs. These are kolmi nu kebabs. So kolmi is prawn, and she's done prawn kebab, and let's see what's inside this. So it's finely minced prawn, and then there's a bit of coriander, bit of chili, and so on, and it's bursting with flavors. And I must really apologize to Kenas for making her shoot this and then keeping her away from the food, but I'm sure it's going to be worth the wait. This is the lagan no achar. Lagan means wedding. So it's a pickle which is served in wedding with saria, which is like a papad, and it's got carrots, it's got raisins, sometimes it's got other ingredients as well, like apricot and all that. So it's really hearty stuff. What else? Yes. So this is papeta par idu. So idu means egg in Parsi, and Parsis are in fact quite famous for adding an egg on anything, even if it's vegetarian, like on bindi there'll be bhida par idu or tarkari par idu, and so on. So whatever is there, they're famous for putting an egg on it and letting it set. What is that? So there's also famous sali paridu, which is potato straws with egg on it, but this is papeta paridu. So let me sort of deconstruct it for you. It's a breakfast dish largely, so I'm going to have it for breakfast maybe tomorrow or tea today. So papeta is potato. So I will flip it around for you. It's a bit like a Spanish omelette in a sense. So you've got the potato over here, and the potato has got a bit of turmeric, it's got garlic, because it's also, this is the time for green garlic in Surat and Navsari, so they'll put and they call it Leela Lasan. So it's that and that. The potato's got chili, it's got a bit of masala and so on. And then they set the egg on it, and you can see the greens again, the coriander, the chilies and the garlic, and put it together. So here you've got like a Sunday special breakfast of papeta paridu. You've got Sunday special lunch of dhansak, and you've now got a little lesson from me that dhansak is not just the dal, but actually it's the rice, which is the dhan, and there's in a way the shak, which is the dal, the mix with mixed lentils and meat in it. Without meat, what is it? Masala ni dal. You have the kebab with it, and mutton kebab. There are also kolminu kebab, prawn kebabs. You can't have dhansak without kachumbar. So if anyone gives you dhansak without kachumbar, say Kalyan says it, even if he's not Parsi. And then there's lagan no achar. And how could I forget this little friend of mine who was hiding here quietly? And she's also made, Maruk's made keema, and we ordered that as well. So mutton keema, minced meat, in potatoes and our own spices. So, and it's a no hold bar dish. So it's you can see the meat and the fat of the meat which has come out, and the chilies and so on, which has given it a certain redness to it. And they love potatoes as much as we Bengalis do. And yeah, so that's it. And the food is from Maruk Mogrelia. Her home chef enterprise is called Maruk's Kitchen. We've ordered from her quite a few times because my wife Kainaz, who's Parsi, just loves the sort of nostalgia buttons which it presses. And talking of buttons, please sort of subscribe to my channel if you're seeing this on YouTube, or like it if you're on IGTV or Facebook, because it just helps. And the other thing is, please share these videos, because I'm trying as much as possible to share the story of home chefs in Food Ukesi Kitchen who are doing really wonderful food. And it's so nice, right, if you can share it, because more people can get to experience it. So share and care and eat well. So thank you, and as the Parsis say, a bit of a cliche, but Jamba chalo ji, let's go and eat.